And so again, this one was really tricky because skills contains a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
We're talking about not only the skills to look at a table of data or a spreadsheet of data and know what to do with it, but also to how to operate the systems where that data lives, how to operate filters and other kind of common data tools. Wherever you're looking at data, they're going to be pretty common kind of schemas, but also that comfort level, that the fluency, like, how quickly can you do this data analysis, or does it take you 6 hours? Because then you're probably not going to do it very often, if it's hard. And when I think about the warning signs for where these deficiencies might be, then take a little bit of looking, because we're pretty good at glossing over the things that we struggle with,
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is where the vulnerability comes in. And I think the thing that I'm really excited about when I hear about PD research is that some of the best professional development for teachers is teacher-led. So as an admin, leverage your teachers who are in the building. If your school is still standing after this last year, you probably have a few good teachers.
Yes.
Ask them to weigh in on the PD calendar for next year, or have a reserved once a month PD session that's dictated by teacher choice.
Yes.
What do the teachers want to know more about? You've bought an amazing tool. There's so many amazing tools out there. What I hear every day in the joy of talking with teachers is that they just don't have time to look at the new tools. And so again, the same way that you would with your students, give them time to learn the new tools. Don't expect it to be overnight.
Right.
And also the data skills are really are interwoven with the process, which comes next. So I see we have the importance of logging all data. That's so important. If you only have time on Fridays and you're planning to log data, then you're just maybe logging Friday's data, and you don't have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So putting in all of the data, if you have to do that manually, that's going to take time. So go with systems that do it automatically.
Yes.
That's easier.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the data skills, it can't be overlooked that we need more time to practice with all of this new ed tech stuff.
Yeah.
And we need skills to be data literate as teachers.
I think when I think of the most deft schools that do this so well right now, data is almost not at all an additional chore or task. Yeah. It just seamlessly comes from the systems that they're already using. It's generated by the lessons they're already teaching and delivering. It's being captured from the homework that students are already submitting. Like, it's not an extra task if it's done well. So it doesn't feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like a thing that we have to make an inordinate amount of time for, or like build an extra, like take instructional minutes and like put them to data entry. No, please no, it's 2022. Our systems are smarter than that,
Exactly.
And I think one component here that we're chatting about is that we really need to expand our concept of what data means. Because for a really long time, when we talked about data, we talked about kind of summative test scores. We talked about end of quarter or year results. But there's a trove of data that happens before that result occurs that we can be using if we're smart enough to capture it and model it. We should be looking at attendance patterns. We should be looking at homework and parent involvement. And, these are all really important data points that could be used to flag early interventions, that could be used to, be more effective, more earlier, in the school year. As long as we're capturing it and as long as we know how to consume it and make choices,
Exactly. All the research that I've read in the last year on what teachers want access to the data that's already being collected.
Yeah.
If there's survey data, if there's PBIS data, attendance data, teachers are not saying that they don't want access to the data. They want time to review it, and they want to know how to learn the new platform. So you buy this expensive SIS or you buy this extra test assessment platform. It takes time to learn that. And if you're not going to knit them all together, which I'd recommend you just go ahead and put them together. If you're not going to do that, then you do need to give teachers logins to all of the different platforms and not rely just on one person to print that out and to forward it, because I've been in that position before and I'm having to ask, hey, can you send me the latest results from Lexia? Can you send me the results from whatever? And that's taking time. Again, these are interwoven. The trust, transparency, having access to the data allows you to develop the data skills and not have it just be the quarterly data review. And that's the only time you get to look at data.
I feel like I wish there was like a mic drop option here, Anna, because you just said something that was so illuminating to me, which is that, you know, a lot of our schools and districts are set up to have almost like data guardians.
Yeah.
That I don't want to say they hoard the knowledge or hoard the skills, but part of having a data culture that is shared and communal is that the access to data is shared in a way that is, you know, safe and secure and doesn't, you know, allow staff to see data that they shouldn't see, you know, IEPs or whatever. But that also the skills are shared in terms of, you know, everyone has the ability to get the information they need and to peruse it the way that they need and to sort it and filter it the way that they need. That doesn't just belong to someone in the central office that becomes the data giver, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. If people today walk away with one little nugget, I think that's what I would love it to be. Don't be a data guardian.